This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi everyone, Rusty back here with your latest Meteo Mundo forecast, and this is a special update. I've got all the newest information on a brand new tropical depression that has formed just off of the eastern Nicaraguan coast. We still have Hurricane Tammy as well. We'll talk about the latest out of Tammy, but I do want to get to this new depression, tropical depression number 21. And again, we've been watching a broad area of showers and storms here sitting off of the Nicaraguan coast basically over the weekend. It has slowly organized, and the Hurricane Center, taking a look at things, does feel like there is a tropical depression there. Now, this is going to stay fairly weak and disorganized, and it's going to move back inland, so this is going to be short-lived. But the big threat, the big impact potential with tropical depression number 21 is going to be rain and flash flooding and even some mudslides. This will mainly be for Nicaragua and the southern and the eastern sides of Honduras as well. So east of Managua, east of Tegucigalpa there in Honduras, probably not as far north as San Pedro Sula, especially the eastern coastline of Nicaragua could have some extremely heavy rainfall out of this. So again, it's very broad. And as I get into this, again, thank you for liking the video. And if you have a specific question about the forecast, drop it in the comments section. Meteo Mundo family, the community, will help you out. I'll answer your questions and love the reports as well. So again, that's the satellite imagery from tropical depression number 21. Looking at the water vapor imagery at the lower levels, again, it's broad, but there's a ton of moisture and it's over extremely warm waters. If the center were able to sit over the open waters for longer, this could wrap up. But again, the forecast is to remain a depression and to quickly move back on shore. So there's a low chance we could wrap up a tropical storm before this moves in, but I don't think so. More than likely, this is a depression and this is a rain maker. And this could be some significantly heavy rain for Honduras and for portions, especially for Nicaragua. You get as far south as Costa Rica towards San Jose, a little bit in the way of some impacts. Same thing for San Salvador or El Salvador, but again, it's Honduras and it's especially Nicaragua who I think is going to have the biggest impact. So let's take a look at our computer model. You will see this broad spin moving back on shore here. And again, that's why it's not probably going to ramp up, but especially over the higher terrain of those countries, we're going to have the potential for some mudslides, and then the east coast of Nicaragua could really see some significant rainfall totals as well. There's just a lot of moisture associated with this. So again, for Honduras itself, as we get as far west as Tegucigalpa, we will get some rain. I'm more concerned about areas east and then the higher terrain, and especially the southeast sides of Honduras. And then really for Nicaragua, we're going to look at some heavy rainfall along the coastline. You get as far west as Managua. Again, there will be rain across the entire area, but a little bit more concentrated east of Managua. As you get down towards San Jose there in Costa Rica, again, we're going to get some rain. It's going to be heavy at times, but we're not as concerned as the areas I just mentioned. And again, same thing for San Salvador there in El Salvador. Certainly some rain out of this, but the totals just won't be as high as some of the other locations that I mentioned. Let's take a look at the potential rainfall total. I'm going to switch models on this one real quick and swing it out to the 2-day time frame here. I think it's probably the best idea. And then we'll take a look at the total precipitation. There you go. I can actually query this again if you remember this from Hurricane Tammy. And if you look along the eastern coastline of Nicaragua, where I am right there, I'm going to slide it over a little bit. Again, you're looking at some pretty extensive rain, maybe 5, 6, 7+ inches of rain, anywhere from Puerto Cabezas back down towards Bluefields. Again, some of the coastal communities there of eastern Nicaragua could certainly see some heavier rainfall totals as we have this depression move inland. Now we start to get to some of the higher terrain. Now the model isn't painting on as much rain in these areas, but again, higher terrain equals a chance for mudslides, and the persistent heavier tropical downpours could lead to some of that. And again, as I get back down into Nicaragua, you can see again a little bit higher rainfall totals there, even down towards Managua. So again, it's going to be a rainmaker. We'll have to monitor the flash flooding situation in some of these areas, especially for Honduras and for Nicaragua. Now, I want to also talk about, let me go back to this model real quick, because I just want to mention that, again, we're going to have rain. There's no doubt about it. But outside of those areas, there will be additional moisture coming back in. Now, we're going to get more rain for places like the Cayman Islands and Jamaica out of this. But this is mainly going to be also going back into the eastern sides of the Pacific. And any other, wrapping up of winds or rain is not going to be significant enough to cause any issues. Speaking of the wind, and again, one reason why this is probably not going to be a tropical storm, when I throw on the wind gust product here, and I'm going to again take this model, we'll zoom it out to about 2 days in time and put this into motion, you'll notice that there's not a ton of sustained winds with this. These are gusts, okay? And we have to have 39-mile-an-hour sustained winds to get a tropical storm. That does not look to happen, again, with it moving onshore so fast as well. So big rainmaker for portions of Central America. Let's talk about Tammy real quick. I do want to get into that. Now, I've been watching the rainfall in the northern sides of the Leeward Islands. That is beginning to finally fall apart. We've had additional rain on this late Monday through portions of the U.S. and British Virgin Islands and the eastern sides of Puerto Rico, and there has been some downpours associated with Tammy still in the northern Leeward Islands, but that's finally beginning to come to an end. Now, the track of Tammy, again, we'll have to watch out. Actually, I want to zoom it out real quick and just show you the elongated 5-day track. Again, from the hurricane center, we are looking at a potential track near Bermuda at the end of the week. As we get beyond 3 days, right here, I don't have a lot of faith in the models overall. They're kind of all over the place, but a weakness in the Atlantic Ridge could push Tammy back towards the west, and that's why the Hurricane Center has Tammy moving closer to Bermuda as a weaker tropical storm as we get into Friday and Saturday. So friends in that area, we'll be monitoring that situation for you. But again, one more time, Hurricane Tammy moving north and east. Tropical depression number 21 sitting just off of the east coast of Nicaragua. It's not moving, and excessive rainfall is possible in those areas. So let's go over the potential impacts of TD21 for Nicaragua. 4 to 8 inches of rain with a maximum of 12. Right now, it looks like the highest rainfall totals will be along the immediate east coast. For the southern and the eastern sides of Honduras, that's 2 to 4 inches of rain and a maximum of 6. And these rains are likely to produce flash flooding and mudslides in areas of higher terrain. For the latest information in your area, we urge you to check in with your local officials and your local government, and for any additional emergency plan that might need to be taken with the heavy rains that we expect out of TD21. Friends, thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you for liking the video. Again, if you want the latest forecast throughout the tropics, the Caribbean, the Bahamas, we urge you to subscribe right here to Meteo Mundo. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.